Hello and welcome to the Wednesday Show on Wednesday. Hello everyone, it is February 28th. I'm CJ coming to you pre-recorded from Minnesota. It is currently 23 degrees and sunny outside. So, I got a pretty decent show for you today. Topics of the day are, we're going to be talking about the movies coming out in March. We're going to be talking a little bit about Alexander the Great. We're going to take a little break at that point, right after that. And then we're going to come back with talk about diversifying income. That is just for me personally, what my strategy is or what I'm hoping to do. And then I'm going to be talking about writing a book. Then that'll be our show today. So let's get right into it with March movies. So in March there are a bunch of movies I want to go out and see. And I hope that you will want to see some of these too. So starting right off the bat on Friday, March 2nd, we're going to get Death Wish, which looks actually a pretty decent action film. It's starring Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is a pretty decent actor. I like some of his movies. Well, Die Hard, I mean, who doesn't like Die Hard, right? So yeah, we got Death Wish coming out, his new movie. Then we're also getting Red Sparrow, starring Jennifer Lawrence. It's a spy film, and this will be kind of interesting to see her in. If memory serves me correctly, I haven't really seen her in anything like this before. I like a lot of Jennifer Lawrence's early works, but more recently I haven't been too much of a fan. I liked her in Hunger Games. She was amazing in Silver Linings Playbook. There's a couple other films I saw her in. I can't think of them off the top of my head right now. But anyways, Red Sparrow looks like it might be pretty good, so I'm a little excited to see that. So that's coming out on the same day. Then we also have on Friday, March 9th, Wrinkle in Time's coming out with Oprah Winfrey is going to be in that. Not really looking I'm not really looking forward to seeing A Wrinkle in Time. I might go and see it, I might not. I'm not really sure yet, but I'm not what Disney's been putting out lately, I'm just not really a fan of Disney right now, so Wrinkle in Time might be a hit or miss. I'm not entirely sure yet. I mean, the trailer looks okay. It doesn't look great or anything. It looks okay. But I might see it, I might not. It's a toss-up still for me right now. Then the Strangers Pray at Night is also coming out on that day. And yeah, it's a horror film. It looks pretty decent. Well, it looks a little campy, I should say, from the trailer that I saw. But it's like one of those movies, you're going into it knowing it's going to be kind of cheesy, but you're going there to enjoy the cheese. I mean, this is really gooey nacho cheese we're talking about here with this kind of movie. So it's going to be either really good or really bad, but you're probably going to just turn your brain off to enjoy this movie. I'm guessing if it's coming out this early in the year. We all know the best horror films are usually coming out more towards Halloween, October. Except for last year when Split came out. Split was actually pretty good for... it was a horror film. I'd classify it as a horror. Or at least sort of a thriller, at the very least. But anyways... we also have Gringo coming out. That actually looks kind of funny. It has Charlize Theron in it and Amanda Seyfried? Seyfried? I never remember how to pronounce her last name. Anyways, it's a dark comedy, and if my memory serves me correctly, that's coming out on Amazon, so Gringo. Is that an Amazon film? I think this one's on Amazon. I'm going to look this one up quick. Yeah, I am pulling up the Wikipedia page. Yeah, the film is scheduled by, Amazon Studios, so it should be premiering on Amazon. It actually looks pretty funny. I'd go out and watch the trailer for Gringo. Then we also have Thoroughbreds. That's a thriller coming out on March 9th as well. That's starring Anya Taylor-Joy. Sorry for the little name mix or screw up there. If you've been reading my blog, I don't know if you have or haven't, but you know I'm actually kind of becoming a big fan of hers. She's actually a really good actress. She was great in The Witch. She was great in Split. And Thoroughbreds, I think it's an indie film. And it looks really good, honestly. I'm really looking forward to seeing Thoroughbreds. If you haven't seen the trailer, this is more of a smaller project. So go on YouTube, just pause the podcast now. Go onto YouTube, look up this trailer, come back after you saw the trailer. I'll wait for a second. Okay, I hope you liked that trailer because I thought that was pretty decent. So anyways, I'm just going to move right along here with March. So on March 16th, on the Friday, we have Tomb Raider coming out. That's starring Alyssa Vikander. Sorry if I mispronounced that name. I remember watching the earlier Tomb Raider movies, like back in, early to mid-2000s they came out? Something like that. I didn't really care for them. I kind of thought they were boring. But this new Tomb Raider movie, it looks like it's going to be very campy, but it could be some like really fun, dumb action, you know. I'm just hoping they don't screw this one up too bad. I've only played a little bit of the Tomb Raider games. I've never been really too much into the series. But yeah, I'm a little nervous because it's really hard to get a video game movie done right. I don't know if they're going to make it or not. But anyways, anything else of note coming out on that day? Not that I can say that I've heard of. So anyways, moving on to Friday, March 23rd, we have Pacific Rim Uprising. I've been seeing a lot of hype for that. That'll be starring John Boyega. And I never saw the first one. It just didn't look that interesting to me. I'm probably going to pass on this one, but a lot of my friends are probably going to go out and see this movie. They'll tell me if it's how good it is. We also have Sherlock Gnomes, starring Johnny Depp. Yeah, Sherlock Gnomes. I didn't see the first Gnomes movie. Sherlock Gnomes. I'm going to skip that one. It just looks too stupid. I'm sorry. That movie looks too. That looks terrible. I'm skipping that one. Anything else of note coming out this month? So on March 29th, on a Thursday, we have Ready Player One. That's starring Olivia Cook, I think. That's how you pronounce the name. I'm just reading the first name I see off these movies. But anyways, yeah, Ready Player One. I believe that's a Steven Spielberg film coming out. Some of my friends have been hyped for this one. They've been talking about it like, hey, yeah, this looks really fun. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, no, I'm not too interested in seeing Ready Player One. I mean, it might be good, it might be bad, but it doesn't look like it's for me. I'm getting a little more picky as time goes on. I mean, I love seeing, like some really dumb movies sometimes. It's like cheesy. You just turn your brain off for a few hours because I don't know, you might have had a stressful day or something. You just want some dumb entertainment just to get you, distracted for a little bit. I understand that, and I enjoy that once in a while, but it just really doesn't appeal to me. It looks. I think Spielberg's time is kind of. This isn't like the golden age for Spielberg right now, I'm going to say. Yeah, this movie, it doesn't really look too good to me. But anyways, I think this might be a good place to stop for this topic. Anyways, let's get right into it with our second topic of the day, Alexander the Great. So this is a topic that I've been talking about with some buddies at work. We talked about this for like, I don't know, a day or two, and this has kind of caught my attention because we're trying to think. This is, if you're into history, you'll like this topic. It's like Alexander the Great is one of like the only generals ever to have like a perfect record. Like he wasn't defeated ever to my knowledge. So we're trying to think if there's anyone in history that could beat Alexander the Great. Because, I mean, this dude was amazing. He was, he inherited the kingdom of Macedonia from his father, Philip II. Philip II laid the groundwork given. But, I mean, plus they also had amazing cavalry. But anyway, so Alexander the Great, I mean, he just looked, east and he said, mine. Yeah, the Persian Empire that took a few hundred years to build. Yeah, I'm just going to take that over. It's mine now. And he just did. He just did it. He went out and did that. Just because he could, pretty much. And he made it all the way to India. He would have gotten further, but he only stopped because his troops wanted to turn around and go back home. But if that didn't happen, I guarantee you he probably would have made it all the way to China and probably even Japan and took that over too. Taken that over. Why did I say took? I'm getting tongue twisted here. But anyways, Alexander the Great is just looking forward and he's like, mine. And he just grabbed it. It was all his for the taking. But, I mean, he died when he was very young, and I think he got poisoned. I think that's how he died. How old was he when he died? I think he was around 25 or 30. His body is missing. We do not know where his body is. How old was Alexander the Great when he died? Oh, he was 32. Wow, that's young. 32 years old. Holy crap. If memory serves me correctly, he was poisoned. But anyways, we're trying to think who could beat Alexander the Great. In combat, you got each general has their armies. Which general would win? Well, this could be throughout any time period, so long as they have, they have the same equipment. It's just purely on tactics alone who would win. And we're thinking about it. It's like, who would win? Okay, so let's take Julius Caesar versus Alexander the Great. Gotta give it to Alexander the Great. Because, perfect record and all. Yeah, he would probably beat Julius Caesar. So we're going through all these people. Okay, modern times, Napoleon versus Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great, because, that perfect record if you're comparing it all. And the only person that I could think of that could probably evenly match Alexander the Great might have been Sun Tzu. Granted, if Sun Tzu was a real person or not, that's debatable. But if Sun Tzu was a real person, I think Sun Tzu, in a war, just a single battle, I think Sun Tzu would be an even opponent to Alexander the Great. If, in comments, just tell me what you think on this, because if you think you can think of anyone that could beat Alexander the Great, they both have the same technology. Who do you think it would be and why? Because the only person I'm thinking is Sun Tzu, if he was a real person, the only person who could evenly match Alexander the Great. I mean, that dude was just amazing. He just looked east, he said, yep, that's mine now. I'm taking all of it. And the Persians, were just like, what? No, you're not. You're not doing that. And he's like, yes, I am. And then he just took it. Because he was just like this genius when it came to this stuff. I mean, plus Macedonia was this kind of funny thing I remember hearing. They wanted to be thought of as like northern Greece, and the rest of the Greeks were like, you're not part of us. And Macedonia's like, yes, we are. But anyways, I thought that was a good place to end this topic now. So we're going to take a little break, and we'll be coming back with Diversifying Income. Alright, if you haven't checked out my blog yet, you can check out my blog at the-quintessentialist.blogspot.com. That's the-quintessentialist.blogspot.com. I mostly do movie reviews, and I'll have a link in the description of this podcast. I also have my new Midwestern Gothic short story out. It's titled The Ice Witch Under Lake Superior. You can get that on Amazon, so check that out, please. Now back to the show. Welcome back to the show. So we're going to be talking about diversifying income. More specifically, we're going to be talking about my income and how I'm planning on diversifying it. But, don't take anything I say as financial advice. This is just my personal opinion with my own income streams. Yeah, don't take this as gospel or anything, what I'm about to talk about with finances. Do what you think is right with your own money. So with that said, yeah, my income streams, I'm going to get into this, my diversified income. So I have a part-time job, I have a short story published on Amazon, and I have Amazon ads running on my blog currently right now. Granted, I'm not making much money off my Amazon account stuff. I'm only made few penny, maybe $1 or so, I don't really know. I've only been making a few cents off of this. But I'm hoping as time goes along and I publish more work, it'll become more popular and it'll build, and you know how this works. The ball will just keep on rolling for me, I'm hoping. But even if I don't make much money, I'm still going to publish stuff on my blog. I enjoy it now. I gotta say, I've been doing this for a little over a year, and I really like it. But I'm hoping that I will be publishing some more work soon. On my blog and with books. But yeah, I have also my part-time job, and I'm considering investing in some stocks and holding on to them a bit for the long-term gain. Because I want to make some money off the dividends, but at the same time, the dividend yield, I'm only going to invest in stuff that is above, like, inflation's at, 2% right now? Or around 2%, so I'm going to try to invest in some stuff that's a little higher than the inflation rate, so I'll actually be making a profit off of this. But, yeah, I mean, I'm going to try and do more avenues to go with. Me and some friends are looking to start a film company soon, in a couple months here. Got a business plan laid out, got our marketing plan, got like a 2-year projection, got all that done. So, I don't know how many of you out there, or if you... I have multiple income streams, but I'd suggest trying it. Even if you're not making much, you're still making something. Because it's kind of like setting up a little backup plan for yourself. If for some reason you got laid off from your job or something, you got a little something to fall back on and get a little bit of income. Even if it's not much, it's still something. That, and plus, it's going to be like hobby income, because like this business me and my friends are going to set up, it's going to be like a hobby business. We're only expecting maybe to make a few $100 off of it a month, hopefully. Maybe a few thousand a month, and then we'll take out a few hundred each, but I don't know, we'll see how this goes. My projections are showing that we should make at least a few thousand. I mean, in terms of business, that's not a lot. It's only going to be like, we're doing this like on the weekends per se. So anyways, yeah, I'm just trying to diversify my income streams, so I got a few options for myself. So just in case something happens, if I ever got laid off or whatever, I got a little something to fall back on. The one thing I really got to learn is I got to learn how to market my stuff better, because I'm pretty terrible at marketing at the moment. I'm working on it, though. I'm really working on it. I did take a marketing course. I did learn I'm a lot better than I was beforehand. I took that course. It was a really good marketing course I took. It was just through a local community. Well, no, it was technical college. I took a business certificate program. I did learn a bit from their marketing. But anyways, I'm still not great at marketing. I'm still working on improving that. But that's my weak point right now. And if I can improve that, I think I could actually make some decent cash. But even if I don't make money, like I said, I still enjoy doing this stuff. Who knows? I might even make money off this podcast someday. Maybe, maybe not. I have no idea. Hopefully, I'll get some more listeners, because it looks like I'm only getting around 2 listeners right now, and I appreciate you. So share this with your friends and all that if you enjoy this podcast. Help me out a little bit here, and I don't know, let's see how this goes, where this goes. I'm not a fortune teller or anything. We're all just trying to make a living here, and I'm trying to set my own stuff up. So anyways, I think I've gone on long enough about my own diversification plans. So we'll get into this with our last topic, which is book writing. So I'm writing a new book right now, and it's like an urban fantasy. I got pretty far in it yesterday. I'm still working on my first draft, but I wrote around somewhere between 3,000 to 4,000 words yesterday, and that'll translate to around 8 to 12 pages, which is actually really good. Really good timing I've made with that. But I'm not sure if you've written a book before. If you haven't, it's an experience, not to say the least, because when you hit writer's block, it really hits sometimes, and you'll be out for, I don't know, maybe a month or something without any ideas. But when you're in the middle of writing, and there's like a feeling of a flow that just clicks. And when that happens, it's like this creative flow through your mind just unlocks, and you just typing a million miles an hour, and you're just writing a whole bunch of stuff, it's just flooding onto the page. So anyways, I'm writing a new book right now. It's probably going to end up being a novella. I'm shooting for around 30,000 words or so. I'm at the 7,000 word mark right now. I could probably write another 1,000 to 2,000, maybe 3,000 words if I'm lucky, but I'm hoping to write at least another 1,000 words, maybe 2,000 words if I have time. And tomorrow I'm hoping to write another 2,000 to 3,000 words if possible. So writing is also like another part-time job. Don't make it your main job, but if you are writing, set aside some time to do your writing, because otherwise you're just never going to finish your work. If you keep procrastinating and putting it off, you have to make yourself sit down and write. That is an absolute must if you are planning on writing a book. You just got to find somewhere quiet that you won't get distracted. Pull out, your pen and paper or your laptop or whatever you're using to write. Just sit down and write. Even if it's complete crap, remember it's your first draft. Get through that. You'll fix your mistakes through your second or even your third draft, or how many it takes you. But just sit down and write. Get through it. You can do this. So anyways, yeah, this is a good place to stop on this topic. Pretty short, but I don't have much minutes left on the free SoundCloud. I think it only has 70, so we'll probably get another 2 to 3 shows in before I have to switch. So I'll mention that later. So anyways, let's get into our outro. So I was saying with our outro now, yeah, after my SoundCloud account is filled, SoundCloud only gives you about 180 minutes or so. Yeah, I think it's 180 minutes. I had like 70 minutes left. So I'm only being able to put, including this podcast, maybe another 2 or 3 podcasts up. And then I'm probably going to be switching over to YouTube until I can afford to do this more. And that's why I was mentioning with my diversifying income section, I'm hoping that I can generate some income so I can actually afford to do this stuff a little more. But until then, I'm probably going to end up switching over to YouTube until I can afford that. But I'll talk about that when the time comes a bit more. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast, and I'll see you guys next week.